And welcome back to another episode of the COVID-19 series in my YouTube channel, DOTr Vlogger. Based on the title, we are going to talk about one of the most important and I believe one of the most controversial topics then as of the moment during this pandemic, the using of face shields. Yes. I decided to talk about this because last August 5, 2020, I read on a very reliable article that the Department of Transportation is requiring, especially the commuters, those who use the public transportation, to wear face shields. There are a lot of reactions, both good and bad, after that article was released, after the interview with the secretary was released. However, as a physician, I agree that face shields are important. There is no such term as overprotection during a pandemic. Then there is a graph pa nga, diba? The estimated risk reduction. If you are wearing a mask, a face shield, naging 93% reduction of the transmission siya. If you accompany this with social distancing, a mask and a face shield, nag-shoot up siya to 99% reduction of the transmission. Malaki siyang bagay for us in this pandemic. Remember, prevention is always better than cure. If you would be able to read or to even research about the recommendations regarding COVID-19 protection, especially from the CDC, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, they really don't recommend face shield as one of the protection or prevention against COVID-19 na kasama nung face mask, nung social distancing, hand washing. However, if you want to be extra careful, they encourage people to wear face shields for added layer of protection. O kumbaga, especially that this is a pandemic and with the rising cases that is happening in our country, makakatulong siya. So, ako, I opt for it. I agree with it that if kaya natin talaga as much as possible, we wear masks and we also wear face shields. But there are those that, syempre, ibig ka na naman daw ulit, additional burden daw siya because bibihin na naman siya ulit. I respect that. I understand it as well. However, like what I said, this is a pandemic. Health is wealth. And during a pandemic, health is our number one priority. One of that is to be safe from COVID-19. And if a face shield is an extra layer of protection, then I believe that perhaps we can prioritize having that one since face shield is actually, it can be reusable. You can just wash it with soap and water and then you can reuse it, especially if maingat ka. Magagamit mo pa siya na matagal. Unlike surgical masks or other masks na diba, mayroon siyang certain days na pwede. Yung ibang surgical masks, hindi na nga after a day. You throw them out na talaga. But the face shield, you can reuse them. So, I believe it's kind of worth the money. And I've asked a lot of resellers, online sellers of face shields. And the cheapest cost of that is mga 30 pesos. And I also asked na may tag 80 pesos, 100 pesos. I know malaki na siya, especially sa ibang mga kababayan natin, sa ibang citizens. However, we Filipinos are known to be resourceful. Perhaps pwede naman in a day makasave tayo ng kahit na ng 10 pesos or 20. Kasi prioritize natin muna isipin yung face shield and then mag-sacrifice muna tayo sa ibang mga bagay, ibang aspects ng everyday life natin like online selling, buying extra na mga snacks or para magka-face shield. What I am encouraging is for us to follow that requirement. Sana po, especially na the latest is August 18 daw nila ipapatupad yung requirement yun, mandatory of wearing of face shield. So I hope we wear those face shields. And speaking of face shields, I myself have face shields because I work at a hospital. I bought those face shield na acrylic. Hindi naman siya haul ng face shields. But I have 3 face shields. Ito talaga yung pinakauna kong acrylic face shield. Kasi start ng pandemic, we were required to use acrylic face shields or acrylic shields, especially yung mga anesthesiologists or those doctors that will intubate. Kasi nakaka-prevent, this is what I mean of the acrylic shield. And if you can see, nasira po siya. But then, it's worth it. Nagamit ko po siya ng matagal. Nakapag-intubate na din ako using this one. And so far, okay naman yung result. And yun na nga, nakaka-added protection siya, added confidence then for myself or for any other physician that's wearing an acrylic face shield sa hospital. Kasi talaga namang, di ba? However, pag mag-face shield po kayo, you also wear face mask po, okay? I believe this is worth 350 to 400 pesos, I think. Nung time na binili ko, ayoko na siyang gamitin. Si Paichi naman, inayos niya. Mayroon siyang ganyan na. So, I don't know, I'm not using this anymore. Iniiwan ko na to sa house. But, hindi natin alam, pwede kong ma-use like outside lang. Especially now that, baka mapunta na din talaga tayo na maging mandatory na talagang face shield. Hindi lang po sa commuters, but to all of us. Then, when nasira po yun, I bought this one. Yan, may DOTr siya. Pink pa, diba? Sa Ecologica, Manila, gusto binili. It's worth 300 pesos. Siya yun. May mga iba-ibang kulay to. Acrylic din siya. So, advisable na i-use sa hospital. And this name na DOTr Wannabe, bigay sa akin ni Doc Michi. Hello, Doc Michi! Kasama ko sa hospital, pediatrician. So, yun, nag-personalize siya. So, DOTr Wannabe. And lastly, yung isa ko pag face shield, this is not acrylic. This is a donation. Actually, isa to sa mga pinakaunang donations ng mga March yata or April. Thank you po for the donation. Donation po to. And gusto ko siya kasi kahit plastic siya eh. Matibay siya. It's hard. It's not the manipis one. Hindi siya yung thin one. So, gusto ko to. That's why, ginagamit namin ni Paichi to, like, for walking around the subdivision. Ginagamit ni Paichi sa groceries, kami din. Or kung hindi ako talaga tumitingin ng patient, ginagamit ko to. Those are my face shields. I'm more into face shields. If you notice, hindi ako masyadong mag-goggles or yung visors because I am wearing an eyeglasses, diba? I am wearing an eyeglasses and plus, actually, pag lumalabas ako, parang mas secure ako talaga ng face shield than an eye shield. Kasi talagang ganun pa siya. Parang may mask na nga ako, mayroon pa ako naka-shield. The most important body part that you protect, diba? Like what I've said in my previous video on how to protect myself video, which I will link above. You go and check it out. How to protect myself, how I protected myself is to protect your mouth, your eyes, and the nose. And the face shield kasi, parang lahat na protect niya na. The eyes, the nose, and the mouth. And my face mask pa inside. And then I have eyeglasses pa inside. So, again, there is no such thing as overprotection in times of a pandemic. I agree with wearing of the face shields. If you're able to buy naman mga new clothes na more than 100 pesos naman sila, kahit 300, 200 pa yan, or even those that are able to buy plants na worth 2,000, 1,000, or those, alam mo, yung parang prioritize niyo po siya. I see a lot of people outside that's wearing a cloth mask. To be honest, cloth mask is really not that protective. And if you're wearing a cloth mask, the more that I believe you need to wear a face shield. Para at least cloth mask na siya, may face shield pa. So, mas nag-a-add pa yung protection. There you have it, guys. I hope I was able to share or impart again something na para may ma-learn po kayo. And see you again on my next episode of my COVID-19 series. This is Dr. Joanna Miranda and have a great day po!